Hello everyone, Jolene here from Chill Lifestyle. So yes, when I pick a card reading, I've got an additional cards on top, but I'm going to try and make it quite quick. We're in a full moon time, so you may be feeling this heaviness on your heart or heaviness around you. I'm even feeling it now, like there's just like this heaviness on my chest, and that's because something is pulling to be let go of. Okay, it's so that we can start new cycles. Okay. Jupiter's also moving to Cancer, and that's a great time for really focusing on better luck and expansion and growth, because that's what Jupiter's all about. Now, there could be expansion around your home life, there could be expansion around your family. Maybe you've been considering expanding your business so that you can have more for your family or something like that. So Jupiter's a great time to do that, but you need to release any heaviness that you may be holding on to, okay? Because heaviness is obviously, it affects your manifestation, okay? It blocks the manifestation. So you can manifest and think and visualize and vision board and be uplifting, but you can't really be uplifting because you've got something that's still attached to you. Okay, so focus upon what's attached and what you can release. Right, 4 piles in front of us. Pile number 1. Now I've got a stone and a trinket. Okay, so pile number 1, it's a yellow and white citrine, and the trinket is a star. Pile number 2, this is called a bloodstone. You can't actually see it, but there's like little veins that look like little blood veins inside there, and it's got a horse. So if you don't like the stone, you might like the trinket. Pile number 3, this is an amethyst stone, and then we have got a seashell. And pile number 4, we have got a red jasper, and we have got an aeroplane. So you might like the stone, you might like the number, you might like the trinket. Okay, you choose, and I'll get to the reading. Welcome to those who chose the citrine or the star. So the star for me, so the star in tarot is really about health, healing, and obviously having hope for the future. So you may have lost hope, pile number 1, in your circumstances, in your life, in your situation. And the star is there to remind you that sometimes you're just one step away from something better, and that there's still hope in your situation. And so the citrine, the yellow, represents the solar plex chakra. So you might definitely benefit from letting go of something that's quite heavy. And it's definitely about your control. Maybe you're trying to control certain things or control certain outcomes. And the citrine and the star here say there is still hope, but you need to release the control. Okay. I'm getting quite a lot of, could you hear my deep breathing? So yeah, look, it could be allergies, but I feel like that's coming from this pile. Like there's just this heaviness on your heart. You are really stuck in your mind, pile number 1. You're stuck in your mind because of fearing change, because of fearing of loss, because of fearing of moving or moving forward. I am getting a lot of sabotage in this reading. Like you want something, but you fear it. And that's going to lead to health problems, because unfortunately, if you are not connected, we've only got 2 heart cards, which tells me there's a lot of disconnect from your heart. Okay, you have a lot of passion, you're a passionate person. Okay, you have a maternal instinct, you have a lot of passion, a lot of drive, but it just feels like there's so many fears that are standing in your way. And the Joker card, black, tells me that you're not willing to take a leap of faith into a situation, or take a leap of faith into a new situation, because it does mean some big changes have to happen, and you just don't want to do that. I feel like there's a union or a person or a situation that's right for you, and this is something that you can work together, or there's some kind of collaboration, but you are not with it right now. So if you are asking about a current situation, so if you're in a current, whatever your current situation, this is not the situation that's for you. Okay, whether this be a relationship, you may be asking, is the person I'm dating right now my soulmate? The answer is no. You are not with your soulmate right now. Okay, You are not in your perfect job. You are not in your soul's best place. Whatever the situation you're asking about, this is not good. This is not the right thing for your soul. Union is on some kind of ending. So something has to end, and there's a lot of fear or health problems here. Someone got upset with me the last time I said this, but what do I do? It's on there. Maybe it's a death that needs to happen. Now, death does not mean someone's going to die, and that's what people start to fear. You can't stop death. Not because I've said so, does not mean I'm cursing someone. I cannot curse someone to die. Their date is D-date. I cannot prevent someone else's death, but this is like a soul death. Okay, maybe perhaps for some of you, this is a death that has happened. There could be some kind of, if you have dealt with a death, there could be some kind of unexpected money coming your way. But this is a soul death that has to happen. It has to be major in order for you to get change. Okay, so the card you have got is demonstrate love. Find out what is important to those you love and act on it. So again, you are not acting. We've got a lot of thoughts going on here, but there's not a lot of action. Okay, and well, without action, you're really in a just again stuck in your thoughts and stuck in your head. So this is a no. Okay, for that exact reason. There is someone around you that's trustworthy, a friend, an honest person, someone who can help you. This could be someone who's mother or a romantic person, someone who's very passionate and attractive, but maybe you just need to learn more about certain people, or sometimes you have to learn more about yourself, and then you're able to find other people. I don't know if that makes sense, but for now, this is a no. Or for this person or the situation, it is a no, because, well, you're not willing to take a deep. You have to end something in order to start something new, and you're not willing to end something to start something new. So it is a no. Okay, comment, like, and subscribe, and goodbye. Welcome if you chose pile number 2, either with the bloodstone or with the horse. Now, horses, especially this horses, are all about. Horses are very beautiful, and they, they've just got this thing about them. They're elegant. The way that they trot, the way that they work, they go fast. There's just something really great about horses. Okay, and this horse is galloping, or ready to take charge. It's about to take off. So something in your life's about to take off. It's about to gallivant into the distance or something like that. Okay, so there is something that's about to take off. Okay, or this could represent you that needs to take off. Show your elegance, show the people who you are. The tail in the air is also a sign that movement. Someone's about to go into the distance. There's a lot of hearts in your reading, and that's really about emotions, good emotions. And I do feel like you're going to receive some kind of good news. Okay, now this may be moving. This may be moving on from something, moving into a different situation, or just really good news that helps you move away from something that maybe wasn't so good. Maybe there's an end of relationship. Maybe there's a relocation, end of fighting or struggle, end of my way or the highway, whatever it is. I do feel like you're moving on. This could be soulmates for some, soul people that were third parties. Maybe there's a moving on from third party situations, and you're moving towards something that's more peace and harmony, people who work well together. You're overcoming obstacles. There's social life is becoming better, or meeting new people, walking away again from something negative towards something positive, because there's something definitely negative here. Okay, and this person does betray you with their negativity. Now, this could also be your own mind, getting trapped in negative thoughts, or getting trapped in fear, or getting trapped in anger, or getting trapped in fighting. Pull away from it, and things will become better, because I do see a wish fulfillment. I do see happiness. I do see good news. I do see wedding parties, gatherings. I do see someone feeling maybe spoiling themselves or being more sophisticated. I do see influential people, partners, lovers, whatever it is. There's definitely, for some of you, there's like a certain knowledge that you're trying to gain, or there's some kind of creative project, a new beginning, or passion relationship on the cards. Whatever it is, your answer is a yes. Okay. Now, You got love is all around you. There is love everywhere all the time. Simply acknowledge this as true. So this is a good card to say, yes, this is about the emotion. This is about seeing love in everyone, even the evil people. And I know that's not easy, especially when if they've done something wrong to you. But remember that hurt people, and this is not an excuse, but rather just an acknowledgement of that person doesn't know what they're doing. They're doing it to you because they are in pain, because they've been hurt, because they've been abused, because they've suffered, and they don't believe in love anymore. And so they hurt people around them because, well, they don't want to be hurt and be alone. You know, it's like one of those misery enjoys companies. So try to see them through a compassionate eyes. Doesn't mean you have to allow them to do bad things to you. Doesn't mean that you can't put boundaries up towards them. But it's about acknowledging the fact that maybe this person's hurt, maybe this person's in pain, and they don't mean to take it out on you. They don't mean to be that way, even if it sounds like that they do. It's actually just because they're in pain. So instead of fighting with them, try to come across more compassionate. Put your boundaries up, by all means, have your boundaries, but be compassionate, okay? Also, don't invest in them. Doesn't mean you have to invest in someone who's negative or who's hurtful towards you. You can just, send them love from a distance. Okay, you don't have to spend every day with them if they're hurtful. You can distance yourself and still send love to someone who has hurt you. Okay. Anyway, it is a positive reading. Try to see the good in people. Try to see the good, in, like I said, even in the negative people. And definitely try to see the good in yourself and not be so negative, because good things are definitely on the way and there is some good news. So expect the good news. Don't be negative mindset. Expect the good news. In fact, start thanking God today, right now, as you listen to this reading, for the good news, for the good things that are coming your way. Fantastic. Comment, like, and subscribe, and goodbye. Hello, and welcome to those who chose pile number 3 with the amethyst. Amethyst is a very spiritual color. It's very much about the crown chakra, the third eye to the crown chakra, especially as it reaches to the top and to the white, which is really spiritual. So there could be a lot of spirituality, or this might be a call to be more spiritual. And then we've got a seashell. Seashells, well, I mean, you may like the beach, but I'm really getting listening, because people often stick seashells. That's all I can ever think when I see a seashell, especially, I can't think of this. I can hear the word and it just won't come to my mouth. Anyway, conkle or anyway. It's there. It might come during the reading. Anyway, so what I'm saying is listen carefully, listen to your spirit guides, meditate and listen. It might be time for you to spend time at the ocean to help you, especially with spiritual stuff. Might help ground you more, but also I feel like news is on the way. That's what I'm thinking. Pile number 3, I'm getting, you got so many pentacles here. So tarot, this is this represents pentacles, so diamonds are pentacles. Okay, and if you didn't know, this was the original tarot, by the way. Before tarot actually came out, this is what they originally used for tarot readings. Anyway, and a lot of clubs. This is clubs, which is wands in tarot. So passion and stability here. Whatever your question is, a lot of passion here. There's a lot of stability. So if you may be asking about love, business, money, jobs, okay, there's a sense of waiting and contemplating in this part. Okay, someone has had to spend a lot of time waiting for something to happen, and it's giving you a time to contemplate, actually, giving you time to contemplate about who you are, what is it that you are wanting. I kind of feel like you or someone's been trying to avoid a confrontation or avoid communication because of fear of disappointment or stress about things moving into a new direction. There's been a sense of holding on to your finances too tightly, or holding on too tightly, wanting stability, but feeling disconnected, financially struggling, emotionally struggling, and holding on to things that you have to release. Spirit guides are saying, just trust your intuition. It is really giving you great benefits. And you'll probably be getting signs and symbols from the universe, which is why the shell is here, because it's reminding you that they are sending you synchronicities, they are sending you names, they're sending you songs, they're sending you numbers. Okay, because you're moving into something where you're going to feel victorious in the end. The victory is coming for you. You may be there's definitely something negative in your environment, negative people, someone else who's trying to trap you, or confine you, in their world and their thoughts. So just be aware of that, okay? Because it's causing a bit of confusion, but I do see movement. I do see travel or movement coming up, and there could be some great expense coming up, something that you might buy to help yourself, or something that's really good about, you know, becoming independent. It just kind of feels like it's going to help you with becoming more independent. So this could be, while you're waiting, you're learning more independence, you're learning how to rely on yourself. And if you can rely on yourself, you can never let yourself down, you see. So Spirit sometimes does that, and they put you out in the cold, and they take away the money and the jobs and the people and everything else, because then you're like, well, if I have me, then I will never be alone again, and I can never be dumped, because I've got me, and I've always got me. You know, if I can look after myself, I can never worry about losing a job, because, well, I can financially look after myself. So that is always sometimes the lesson behind why we go through what we are going through. And I do see something really successful ahead of you, big financial success, emotional success, spiritual success, but it has taken a long time. And the bad news is because someone's avoiding disappointment, or someone's avoiding communication. Okay, so this is one of those divine timing, unfortunately, irritation piles, because you are waiting for someone else to make a decision. But in the meantime, you are asked to work on your own success, work on your own independence, loving yourself, relying 100% on yourself, so that this person is almost like, I've just seen 444, sign for you, pile number 3444. Stability is coming, okay? You just have to be patient, okay? Because someone else is working on their own courage, or working on their own, or the job you're wanting, someone has to resign, or someone has to move away for that job to be available. And it's one of those, it's perfect for you, it's going to lead to stability, but it takes time that you can't control. This is one of those, this is out of your control, but it is happening. So don't lose faith, okay? There is something very successful happening in this pile. So whatever your question is, it is a yes, and it is going to be successful. But there is this frustration in the meantime. Maybe go and do something creative, or, you know, work on your spirituality in the meantime. So your card is, slow down, pause, and allow things to unfold. And that's exactly it. So work on your spirituality. We've got, like, the fishes remind me very much about love and twin flames and soulmates kind of things. There's two candles. So if this is a love reading, the person, there is someone out there that the candle burns just as bright as your one does, but they're dealing with something, and you just need to allow that to come in divine timing. But don't get pulled into the fear. Just carry on dreaming about it, so that you bring it in. Work on your independence, working on more on yourself. The more you work on yourself, the more you draw good things to you. Okay, so it is a yes. Comment, like, and subscribe. Just have the patience. Goodbye. Hello, if you chose the red jasper or the aeroplane, then this is your reading. So aeroplane, obviously planes are movement, travel, international, well, it doesn't have to be an international travel, but could be working, you know, with international clients or international people, or having an international relationship. I don't know, but travel is good. And so this is related to the root chakra. The root chakra is very aligned with becoming solid and grounded to the earth. It's about having your fears washed away. It's about understanding that you are connected to the earth. You have to be connected to the earth, because if you were just connected to the ether, you will not be grounded. So you'll end up with God energy, but that's not really grounding. You know, you're here on this planet, so unless you want to die, you're here on this planet, and as long as you're on this planet, you have to be grounded to the earth. So get yourself, surround yourself in red or red light. Get yourself some kind of grounding energy, well, stones or whatever, crystals or whatever, just to help you be more grounded. Walk barefoot in the grass. It's always really great. It helps get you grounded. And also helps to, you know, you can send your fears through your feet, through into the universe. And this could be fear of money, fear of, well, just, it's normally about your roots. Think about your root, your childhood. What were the belief systems about love or money, or, you know, yourself, really? You know, were you told you weren't good enough, or you weren't attractive enough, or you would never make it, or you watch your parents go through that? Something about that is relevant for this pile. So this is an interesting pile. We've got quite a mishmash of things, but there's a lot of emotions in this pile. So you could be asking about love. Doesn't have to be. Please, again, always adjust the readings. They're never, ever one-sided readings. There's a divide and fear or pain or crying or loss that is involved in this pile. And I do sense a bit of low life depression or low life not looking at the positives. Maybe sometimes focusing too much on what can't be rather than what can be, okay? Which is probably a good reason why the grounding card is here. It does feel like there is something very equal about this question, but you're looking at options, or you're trying to figure out what the options are here, because it does feel like you've had someone let you down, okay? You've had someone who was, someone or something that you trusted in before, and it let you down for whatever it was. It caused pain or loss. And Spirit is saying, don't use that as a reason for not doing this. You can't, yesterday's yesterday. You can't change yesterday, okay? And it does feel like there is some kind of major change that's coming. If you want stability or security or love or commitment or marriage, and this doesn't have to just be about love, this could be commitment to anything in your life, you have to be willing to go through the change. You have to be willing to take a leap of faith into a new situation and give it your best and figure out how it goes from there. Because you are trapped very much in your emotions. You're at a crossroads at the moment. There's some kind of important decision you have, and maybe that's why you're here, because I feel like there's a divide. There's a fear. There's a not wanting to see the truth, perhaps, in a situation. It does feel like there's heaviness. Again, had to breathe deep. You may be traveling soon. Again, travel card. There could be travel. This could be emotional travel, going to a certain situation, psychedelic travel, or physical travel. But there's movement, okay? Aeroplanes, the least are telling me there's some kind of movement. Now, it could be a major change for you, or it could be a small change, but it feels really major, okay? Maybe you're thinking about moving. Maybe you're looking at new business, new home, a new life completely, and this is scary for you. There could be, if you're looking at asking about love, there could be a friend that turns into a lover, okay? A crush. Maybe you got a crush on someone, and it feels like this person probably has the same crush on you. This person, you feel like this person's very attractive, okay? This is only for those who are asking about someone, the love. You feel like this person's very charismatic and positive and powerful and attractive. But you get stuck in your head as to whether this can work out. Or you're sensing that there's going to be trouble, like you're already fearing the trouble that it could be. The answer to your question, this is a maybe, and the reason being is because you're trapped in your emotions, okay? Physical touch, a tender touch can mean so much. So, yeah. Now, again, I'm going to have to try and adjust this to whatever. So, again, there's this sense of, if you guys, there is a possibility of this being, quite good. Maybe this person really thinks about you, or you think about them in a physical way or physical touch. With the Fool card here, the red Fool card tells me that there's a leap of faith that is needed in order for this to happen. So it's a maybe, because you're just sitting there being trapped in your emotions. You're so sitting in fear that it's not moving forward. You actually have to make the move. Get on the plane, get in the car, go there, go do it. Because it feels like a physical touch. It's almost like you'll know. I don't know if that makes sense. Now, of course, if this is not love, this is different. And for some unknown reason, I'm getting reach out and touch faith. Just something that came to my head. Personal Jesus by Depeche Mode. So I don't know what that is for, or it's just saying you have to reach out, you have to do something, you have to take a leap. And again, there's something about the physical touch. Now, obviously, if this is not love, it might just mean someone around you is really needing you physically there. They're needing a hug from you. it is about, again, having that that faith that things are going to work out, having faith that sometimes you have to overcome your fears in order to make something work, okay? But that's scary, okay? And again, I think it's just the reach out, because I'm just seeing this woman's hands, well, he's pulling the hands and he's kissing her hands in this romance. But there's something about reaching out, or reaching out to applying for a job that you've never had, or reaching out to a travel. Maybe you have an opportunity, something quite major, to move overseas, and just, wow, there's just that fear, okay? And you just got to take that faith, because it does feel like you need to be more powerful, more charismatic, and feel more powerful within yourself. Pile number 4. So it's a maybe, and that's the only reason why it's a maybe, because as far as I'm concerned, this is a yes. If you're asking if someone would go out with you, the answer is definitely yes. This person thinks of you the same way. I feel like there's a mutual attraction, mutual feelings. And you'll know with the physical touch, it feels like something about their touch, or if they touch you, there's signs that they're giving you, but there is a divide. So maybe they don't know, or they have fears, or you have fears, and it's almost like this mirroring, like maybe they don't think you're interested in them either. So reach out, have faith. Okay, thank you so much, Pile number 4. Goodbye.